Explore 3.3. We're going to investigate number lines to find fraction equivalence. Here's this word, equivalence. What does it sound like to you? Say it, everybody. Equal, yes, you can see just in the word. That's why I love words in English is equiv. Sounds like equal in my mind, right? Okay, so a couple of big ideas about fractions for you today, okay? First things first, I just want to be really clear about um, a fraction and how it's written, okay? A fraction and how it's written. When you have a number on top of another number, we call the top number the numerator, okay? Spelling denominator, yes, okay? Here's what you can do to think about these. Eyes up, please. Sorry. Okay, so when you're looking at a fraction, we always need to understand that we're starting with a whole. The whole can look like this in the back. The whole can look like this. Okay, it can really be any shape, understanding that we have one whole. Here are whole numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, and on and on and on, ellipse, etc. till the end of time. Okay. The denominator is the number that you're breaking the whole into. So how many parts am I breaking my wholes into here? Yes, so here we go. That's one way to do it. Here's another way to do it. Okay, so that shows my denominator. Denominator is how many parts I break my whole into. Yep, and in this case we call them fourths since there's 4 pieces. Okay, the numerator is the number which we're indicating sometimes by coloring in. So how many pieces of my whole am I coloring in? That's not what I asked. I asked how many pieces of my whole am I coloring in? Yes, 1. So a great way to read a fraction is with the numerator, and the denominator is 1 out of 4 pieces. Okay, so in this case, I needed to color in 1 out of 4 pieces. Thumbs up, thumbs sideways, thumbs down. How are you feeling about that? Okay, wonderful. The next thought I need to give you about these, about fractions, is it can be looked at like a counting number. Okay? 0 is something. 0 is something. 0 is where you start your counting. I don't have enough eyes. In fact, I see about 4 sets of eyes right now out of 26. Okay, 0 is like the starting point. Okay, when you count to 1, okay, you're really saying 1 of something. In this case, it's 1, this length of this line right here. Okay, are we okay with that? All right, so when you have a fraction, let's say I break it into 3 pieces in this case, okay? The idea here, since your eyes are joining me again, okay, the idea here is that we're moving. So that's 1 of something. That's the second of something. That's the third of something if we're looking at this as one whole, right? How many parts did I break my whole into? Yes, so 3. So I can look at this as broken into 3 parts, and even this I could talk about being 3 parts. How many of these parts have I counted up to? 1. Okay, and that how many have I counted here? Yes, 2. And then how many have I counted from? Yes, 3. Okay, so when we look at this, this can be 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. Thumbs up, thumbs sideways, thumbs down about this being a counting operation. Starting with 0. You always start at 0. Wonderful. Okay. the last thing I need to show you with equivalent fractions today is once you get this idea, I can still keep that. Okay. Once you get this idea right here, right? So if I just pick a couple of randos here, right? Let's say 1/2 and 6, right? Okay. Once you get the idea that, see, they're the same height, right? So they're the same whole. Once you get this idea that when I do this, right? How many sixths equal 1/2? Yes. 3 of the 6, right? And I know this because it's the same height, right? Once you get those 3 ideas, I really feel like you have almost everything you need to know about what a fraction is. Okay, so you can also look at it this way. We're going to look at it on a number line today. So, would you turn to page 73? Turn to page 73 now. Yeah, that's a great thought. Absolutely. Turn to page 73. Okay, so we have a number line. Okay, and I want to look at number 1. How many pieces is this whole broken into in number 1? It has 3 lines, but it's broken into 4 pieces, right? We know this because it already gives us the 1/4, right? So what's this second one called? Yes. 2/4 would be the best. And yes, there's another name for it. I get it. We're going to go with this. And what would this last one be? Yes. Yes, absolutely. And then what would this, we could call it 4/4 if we wanted. That would be fine. Okay. Would you fill out number 1 for me, please? Here's the beauty of these number lines. They function almost exactly like those fraction cubes. Okay. So when you're looking at thirds and sixths, for instance, we talked about all these multiplication factors and multiples. Usually when you're working with fractions, you can find equivalent fractions easily with multiples. So I know that 6 is a multiple of 3. Are we okay with that? 6 is a multiple of 3. And here's what's beautiful about this. When I look at 1/3, it exactly lines up with 2/6. Therefore, 1/3 equals 2/6. Are you okay with that? Okay. And then looking at this with multiples, right? 6 is a multiple of 3. It's the second multiple of 3. And 2 is the second multiple of 1. Right? What do you think another fraction that would equal? What's the third multiple of 3? Yes? 3, 6, 9. And what's the third multiple of 1? Yes. Yes. Good. So you can even count it that way. What's the fourth multiple of 3? What's the fourth multiple of 4? Yeah. What's the fourth multiple of 4? That's right. So 4/12. See how I'm counting like that? I can find these equivalents, right? So if you look at this, 4/6 is the same as 2/3. Okay? And then lastly, 6/6 is the same as 3/3. Okay? The only thing that's different with these is the amount of pieces that it's broken into. So when I look at 1/3, it's only broken into 3 pieces, right? But when I look at 2/6, those 3 pieces are broken down into 2 pieces themselves. 3 times 2 is 6.